So before you just dive in and put pictures all over a vision board, here are some questions to ask yourself. And what I want you to think of, and just take kind of, this is for you. I'm just literally asking you guys to take a pen out and just think about this. One of the biggest areas for growth for any person is not what they achieved, but the relationships they keep. And so he suggests that you don't start with what you want to say you're going to achieve, like you're going to sell 50 homes, or you're going to take your kids on this trip, or you're going to pay off your credit card bills, whatever. It's talking about the relationships you keep. So here's my question for you to ask yourself. Which relationships are helping me grow? Now, either think to yourself right now, or write down on a little piece of paper, which relationships are helping me to grow? Now think personally, spiritually, physically. You know, one, it's like your client that's now your trainer, that's a friend, right? It's in all realms of your life, not just business. So it's your love relationships, it's your business partnerships. It's really any big aspect of your life. Personal development, which relationships are helping me grow? And on the flip side, which ones aren't? That's a tough one. Now, some of that might be family, and family you're stuck with. Sorry. That's why we pick our friends. I'm just kidding. But like I have a lot of baggage with my mom and my family right now because my brother took her out of a nursing home and now we can't get her back in. And now he doesn't want her. You know, this kind of stuff happens in my life too. It's very stressful. This Thanksgiving is very stressful for us. You know, so we all have that, but we choose most of our relationships. And yet we still want to be there as much as we can for our families, but we all have crazy. I just have a lot more than most of you. And then responsibilities. So he goes from relationship to responsibilities because you are responsible for your life. You can't be a victim to who you are, but you also deserve your life. And so he talks about how you need to make sure you understand that you're worthy of what you're imagining, because otherwise you'll be your own block. So one of the really big suggestions I'm going to give you is to make sure that you are in your vision board. Your physical picture is in it. And you may have it throughout, but at least in one area, you should have you. And that's a real simple thing to do, but it's a big thing to do. So here are some of the areas of responsibilities he just brings up for you to ask yourself. Are you doing the right things? How can you decide which responsibilities are truly yours versus things that you're doing out of guilt or fear? That's a big one. I'll say that one again. How do you decide which responsibilities are truly yours, like they're on you, versus things you do out of guilt or fear? There's a lot of expectations put on us and that we put on ourselves. That is not what you put on your vision board, right? That's just heavy. So vision is, if you didn't have to worry about any of that, what would you go run at? And so sometimes we get so mired down in responsibilities, or if you're really one of those responsible people, and maybe people around you aren't as accountable, you take on more, you can get mired down and buried where you never ever have a chance at your potential. And so if you make a commitment that you start, you know, and a great way to do this is just to get a blank piece of paper out, just write things down. Then if you kind of look at the things and say, is this really my passion? Like, this is my vision. This is what I think I'm worth. This is the best of me. Or is this because I have to do this? And when you start getting a little bit selfish for you for once, you can actually have your vision. But he brings us up because most of us get caught up in that. And most of us get stuck there for many chapters of our lives. So think of that. And what might happen? So what might happen if you choose to be responsible for those things that only you can do. So I know that's a lot to start this morning off with, but I think it's important because, you know, this year's really been whatever, we can call it whatever. However, I don't know anyone that hasn't had a tinge of depression or massive anxiety or doubt or concern, you know, and then you think of people that maybe are alone right now. I worry for people. So that stuff just takes us down. And yet I think it's a chance for you guys really, you know, to get fired up, because we need to get fired up, right? We need new energy. And you can't get new energy without having a new vision. So anyone that can hop over, if you can't and you want to just participate online, we'll throw a computer up and show what we're doing. And I'd be happy to set up another time that we can do this. Or think about potentially who in your little world that is COVID friendly could you do this with? And don't forget your family. Don't forget your kids. Don't forget the neighbor down the street that's alone. Because, you know, as many people as we can lift up with us, the better we will feel as well. You know, when I help you guys, that fills my bucket. That's the deposit. You know, what's your deposit? And so I think we got to start dreaming again. What do you guys think? Time to dream. Mm-hmm. So a couple of you are camera on, most of you are not. If you can unmute yourself, what do you guys want to, what would you put on your vision board? What are some of the things you guys have on there? Or will put on there? Because I don't think you've made it yet. Anything come to mind? I want to do a retreat. Like I want to plan a retreat for people, because I think that's like my gift zone. And I want it to be not like your numbers for work, but like this, you know, what really matters. It's one thing I want to put on mine for first quarter, because I feel like my job, like more than anything right now, is to lift everybody up. So that's something I have on mine. I was looking at some of the things. I am really wanting to be more fiscally fit and responsible for our home, because I think it's silly not to be. And I don't know why I'm so good at work and then I'm naughty at home. Spend money like it's crazy. I'm not good. What about you guys?
Oh, man, that's deep stuff here. I'm trying to figure out how to put some of this feelings into words is my challenge right now, but let me.
Well, you know what, and then not to pick on you, Juan, but you got like 20 plates spinning at all times. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, what if you had an implementer behind you? Who cares what we call them? Whatever their title is, an implementer that can grab and grab and grab and grab and grab things in front of you that you don't even need. You know, I think if you had that, imagine that done, because I think that's a big wall right now for you, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine that done, and then what does it look like?
Yeah, it's like it's part of even the big why. This falls into me part of the big why I'm doing things. So I would start from that point and work my way back on all the things that I need to get done.
Right, because just a great implementer behind you is all you need. Mm-hmm. But then you can dream again about what your next level up is. And so one of the ones I have on here, I think, I definitely need it on here. Well, I guess I don't have it on here. Is I may have written it somewhere. E to P. And that visual in the MREA book is such a good one. And we talked a lot about this yesterday at ALC, about how E to P is not something that happens. It happens over and over and over again as you keep evolving. But when you hit that ceiling, it hurts. Mm-hmm. You know, but then, and Melanie Shoemaker had this, how she's like, after you get through the first one, there's another one. Like, yes, there is, because you continue to grow. But that's just growing as a person too. And so you're at like one of those massive E to P moments. So just imagine what it looks like on the flip side, because that's what gets you excited. Anyone else have anything that they just want to make sure they get done? Now, trips. I'm doing BVI. We're rescheduling it. April 10th through the 17th, I will be on a boat, and it'll be awesome. And there's only 8 couples total. So, and I don't know the other people, and I love meeting new people. So I think it'll be super fun. And then we're gonna do in July, we have booked this cheesy little cabin up in the woods. It is so funny. I should show you guys pictures. It's 3 itty bitty bedrooms with like beds that feel like it's just a box spring. And we camp out and do that for the 4th of July in Wisconsin. So those are my 2 big trips this year I'm going to do. But I put those on there because I don't care what is happening with COVID. I'm going as long as they're open for business because I'm like ready. And I'm like, what's safer than to be on a boat with only 8 other couples for a week? That'd probably be my safest zone in the world anyway. So do you guys have any ideas of trips or things you want to do or go?
I want to get down and see my daughter. I haven't seen her in almost a year.
Oh, and she's in Costa Rica, right?
Yeah.
We're in Costa Rica. I mean, I've been there. I love that place.
She's on the Caribbean side. It's a little village called Puerto Viejo. She's been there 10 years now, and I miss her like crazy.
You need to see her.
I do. We FaceTime often, but it's just not the same.
No, you need to hug her. You need to see
I know.
her. Yeah, you need to catch up. So when can you book that?
Well, they just opened the borders a week ago. But I don't know, with the way things are going, they'll probably shut them back down again. Her little village, there's only like 3,000 people, and she owns a hostel there. So she had to shut down completely. It's been empty for 3 months.
Man.
Of course, it's not a bad thing for her because she needed a break.
Right. Sometimes these breaks are really actually little blessings. Yeah, and can she come here?
She probably could, but I'm getting back.
Yeah, that's my thing. You might get stuck.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, her business partner, he was working in Orlando and he got stuck because they wouldn't take anybody back into the country, even though he owns a business. It was a mess.
Wow.
So she got stuck taking care of everything by herself for about 5 months.
You may want to wait till January to book that trip, right? And
That's what I think. I think so.
Well, Mark and I love Costa Rica. That is such a great place to go. And you should make it on your list every year to go.
I used to go, when I lived in Syracuse, I used to go like 6 times a year. Because, it was get the hell out of Syracuse.
Right.
And now that I'm here and I'm doing the real estate and I still have my other business that I still run too. So it's kind of like, and it's easier for her to come and get her passport stamped here in Florida.
It is. Well, you can get that. I would put it, here's what you can do though. You can put it in your calendar, January 1st is to book that trip.
I think so.
By then, hopefully, right?
Where do you go? Do you go to the Pacific or the Caribbean side?
Well, Mark and I have done the whole country.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
We're adventurers. We land in San Jose, go to Jaco, go all the way down, go all the way up, go across it. Is it Nicoya Peninsula?
Yep.
All the way around. And it was so funny because everyone that else was going would wait like a whole week to see Arenal have like a volcano burst. We drove right in, burst, and we kept moving on. So we didn't stay in one spot. We never even had a hotel booked. We just kind of rolled with it. And you know how the streets roll up pretty early there. If you don't have a hotel by about 6 p.m., you might have to sleep on the beach in your car.
Yeah. Well, next time you go, you let me know.
Yeah, we'll go with you. That's the thing is, just even hearing Michelle and I, we're excited just even planning this. And we're not even going yet, And so it's something to look forward to. So, at a minimum, if you don't want to go all deep on your vision board, you want it more of just a happy place, then just go put some pictures of what you want to have happen this year. And let's share them because that'll help us all, keep the mojo, but build it back up. And at the end of the day, these are really good questions to ask yourself. It helps you get clarity and connect with your big why and what you're worth and what's possible. And you guys are nothing but potential. Pure potential. That's what you are. It's funny because I think I have it here. Linda McKissick had me train for her region in Kentucky. That's how I met our MCA, by the way. And she had all these pictures like up on the wall, and you had to go pick whatever picture resonated with you, and put a message to yourself on the back. It's kind of like a mini vision board. And this was July 23rd of 2019. I'm blossoming to my potential. I have so much more ahead to become. That's what that picture meant to me. So think about this and put something good in front of you. And if you want to dig in more with the vision boards, reach out, because we're here and we want to help you get where you need to be to have your mojo back. Have a powerful day, guys. I love you. It's Wednesday. How is it Wednesday?
Have a good
Thank
day,
you,
all.
Jess. Great call. I appreciate it.
Yeah, let me know if you're coming over. I'll just make sure I have enough food for everybody. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.